Hi, you're watching SkillSheen, and in this video I'll show you how to repair laptop with broken or malfunctioning hinges. But before that, I want to tell a bit of information. Hinges of any laptop with a plastic back tends to get severed very easily over time. In this video we will see the procedure to repair and fix the hinge to the back panel of display lid. The tools required to perform this task are precision screwdriver kit, 2-part epoxy, mixing tray, alcohol and some tissue paper. This won't be solved if you use instant glue to fix the hinges. Let's remove the display plastic cover as known as bezel and inspect the hinges. As you can see here, there is the first crack on this aluminum hinge before this arm, and the screw post holding the hinges to the back panel is broken. The other hinge is not broken, but the screw posts are all broken like the first one. We have to remove the display unit to proceed the repair. After unscrewing all the screw holding this display unit, I'll detach the screen. Now we need to remove the display cable carefully. As you can see, the screw posts are all broken from the plastic. I have now removed the display and the cable connector and taped it to keep the pins intact. I have also wrapped the tape around the display receptacle. I am now unscrewing the hinges from the back panel in order to inspect under the hinge and later put the epoxy. As you can see, some of the screw posts are all broken. These posts broke due to immense stress from the over tightening of these hinges. Now that these hinges are unscrewed, I will align them properly to this broken screw post. These hinges gets tightened due to dust getting accumulated in these moving areas. While inspecting the hinge, one of the side broke. It's a quick fix as epoxy will cover the crack and provide the structural support. To fix it temporarily, I will be using instant glue. Now that the glue has dried and the hinges all aligned properly, I need to screw them back to their original place. I have taped the display cable to the body and aligned these hinges properly. It must be noted that the alignment should be proper, else the lid won't close properly or it might not close at all. And also tuck in the Wi-Fi cable in these clips. I will now mix 2-part epoxy in a disposable cup. Over these aligned hinges, I will slowly pour the epoxy, making sure that the moving mechanism doesn't get spilled with the epoxy. Try pouring it slowly, and with the help of a metal nail or any metal sharp object, I will try to push it inside these screw holes. So behind the scene, I had also cleaned the area using the alcohol and tissue paper so that the epoxy adheres to the plastic surface properly and there should be no oil or any kind of residue over the hinge or on the plastic. The epoxy is now drying. I haven't used the quick set epoxy as it releases a lot of heat and I doubt the long-term usage. I have used the tubes as levelers and support for the back panel. This epoxy takes 24 hours to set and another 2 hours to completely dry. The epoxy is now completely dried. I will clean the residue with the help of isopropyl alcohol and make sure that there is no epoxy spillage on the hinges and or the connecting cables. If there is any spillage, please use solvent and scrape it out carefully. These hinge bolts need to be loosened. So if you don't loosen this, you may end up cracking the back panel. So using the nose plier, I will slowly loosen these on both the sides with equal number of turns. Again, be careful as there is display cable very near to this hinge. Try not to over loosen it, else the screen will drop every time and not perpendicular to the body. It's now time to put the display back. Carefully removing the tape from the display cable and the connector port behind the screen. I will clean the display with isopropyl alcohol. Connect the display cable receptacle to the screen port. Also, remember to put this tape to avoid getting the receptacle loose. This aluminium foil connected to the ground protects the display signal from stray noise. It is important that it stays near to the display, aligning the display with its respective holes and checking if it still works. And sure it does. I will tighten all the screws. I will now adjust this hinge bolt finely to the tighter side for the last time. Remember not to tighten it too much. Clipping the display cover back, you might need to adjust the plastic clips on the front panel of the screen. It is because there is the epoxy that is taking its place. Carefully and precisely locate those plastic clips and cut or remove them. The laptop is now back in its original form. This is one way of repairing the hinge. The other method is to replace the hinge and back panel, but that is quite expensive and will result in the same way after some years of use. The epoxy won't crack as the structural integrity of it is more than the plastic. I hope this video was of some help to you. If any queries, please comment it below and I'll try to answer it. Thanks for watching. Bye.